Hey everybody, it's Chaka Conroy! Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum! Last time, we fought against Mesprit near Jubilife City! There is not a rhyme to be found in there anywhere in the vein of the last intro, so I'm just gonna skip straight to the part where I ask, what the heck are we doing in Salacion Town? There is something around here that I could have gotten a lot earlier that just simply slipped my mind because I haven't really been doing anything with breeding. There is this guy inside of the daycare, and he's like, I got a hold of something useful. It's the latest Poketch app from the Poketch company. It is so much the latest app that they haven't even invented it yet. Seriously, just go and talk to the guy around there, and he won't even give it to you. We get the daycare checker. This allows us to spy on our Pokemon while they're, breeding. Well, luckily for them, Poketch technology is way too low resolution for you to see any of their hanky-panky. It shows you what levels the Pokemon in the daycare currently are if you're trying to monitor that for training purposes. It'll also show you anywhere in the world if the Pokemon there have produced an egg. You can tap to refresh and make the coolest sound in the world once again. Seriously, that is such a cool refreshing sound. I need like a plugin that does that for my browser. It's a neat app. In all other Pokemon games, you have to go to the area that the daycare is physically located in, which can be kind of annoying just to see if the daycare man will tell you if there is an egg or if he's physically changed where he is standing. But with the Poketch app, yeah, it's really convenient. I like it a lot. I'm not personally going to be using it for anything, but it's still nice. I can't really fault it there. So, another thing that we found out earlier is that there is one final gym in Sinnoh that we have yet to challenge. That is Sunny Shore Gym, which is located at the end of Route 222. And if we tried going there earlier, there was a guy who's like, hey, the power's out, so Sunny Shore City is not accepting any tourism. Hopefully by now the power is back on. Not only because it's dark, but because we have nowhere else to go, and if it's not, well, our journey is kind of screwed just because some chubby guy feels like being a jerk about the power being out. Lucky for us, he's not standing in here. We can go further. Is there anything up here? Is there anything up here? The Poketch needed a better interface than just up and down buttons. It's an improvement over Diamond and Pearl, but that is not saying much. Seriously. Takes way too long to find the app that you want unless you have all the numbers memorized. Luckily, that's a PP up. That is almost 5,000 Pokemon dollars in my pocket. I think my voice just did something really weird while I was saying almost. I'm not sure how I did that. It sounded like I was saying two things at the same time. On this route, there is an upper route and a lower route. Or I guess an upper path and a lower path, so I'm not sounding like I'm speaking redundantly. There is a certain fisherman along this coast that we want to battle, and I get the feeling it is not this guy. Nope, it is not. I like the purple sand that you're standing on, though. Very unique. While we're fighting Mr. Pointless Magikarp Trainer here, I see no better solution to his existence than to shrink him down into a little window and bring up the bios of the new encounters here. First is Magneton. We've already gone over the stats of this with Magnemite. Does lots of damage, can take some damage, and it has a great defensive type. It's a rare encounter, but if it's found, it's rewarding. Always level 41, starts with Discharge, and it will soon get Mirror Shot. Magnezone is also immediately available, because we can go to Mount Coronet and go to high-level areas to easily grind out a level. Though I will warn you, Electric and Steel-type moves are not going to be super helpful for the remainder of our adventure. Also, while Discharge is decent, if you want Thunderbolt, you're using a TM. Feels like I say that a lot. Second is Electabuzz. Definitely something worth considering if there's still room on your team for it. It's far more common than Magneton, and it also starts with Discharge at the levels encountered, but unlike Magneton, it does get Thunderbolt in a few more levels. We already have the Electrizer, meaning that we can immediately evolve it, and if you're willing to use TMs, Electabuzz and Electivire are well known for having many different types of moves, making up for the fact that Electric-type moves aren't going to be the most useful from here on out in our main journey. Plus, Electivire's immunity to Electric-type moves with its awesome ability of Motor Drive is something to behold. The only real downside is that Electivire's biggest claim to fame of incredible type coverage, the moves that made it famous like Ice Punch aren't available without breeding, but other than that, it should perform well on any team for single player. And last is Purugly. Only in Pearl version, and don't let the tough battle against Mars fool you. This is one of the worst normal types out there. It learns surprisingly few moves despite what its type would lead you to believe, and pretty much any other normal type has been available to you for an eternity by this point, and does the same things only better. Its only real saving grace is that despite its appearance, it's actually quite fast. But even then, it's not the fastest in the world. Ambipom is pretty much a better Purugly, and in all versions of the game instead of just one. Alec might not have been the fisherman I was looking for, but if I had to wager a serious guess, I'd say that it's you. If I am correct on this, I am in need of no defense. We all know how sad of a childhood I had during the 4th generation. You are! Fisherman Brett! Sure enough, I was right. This guy has a Magikarp on his team. But since we already had that kid outside of Jubilife City whose father never loved him, we don't need to see that. Just gonna have Scythe chop this thing apart. Not like we can eat it. Pokedex entries say that you can't, so it's not like that's really important to us. But coming out after the Magikarp, we have some Pokemon of interest held by this guy. Finneon. In case you don't want to disgrace your own PC boxes with it, it is right here for you to see. I guess during this battle I can mention that I did do a little bit of shifting around since the last episode. I gave my Nevermelt Ice to Vanity, just so that she would have a little bit of extra power on that Ice Beam, just in case it came in handy for something. There's also the fact that I gave the Experience Share to my Dusk Noir. False Swipe. That could be good for some specific fights. It makes so that your foe always hangs on with 1 HP. Great when fighting legendary Pokemon, but you're kind of one video too late for that Scythe. Just saying. Yeah, we'll abandon that. Another held item change that I did was that I gave Acrobat the Toxic Plate. It actually had the Dread Plate for a while, even though I got rid of Bite quite a while ago. There I go, being redundant. No, I got rid of Bite a long time ago. Also, Brett's got a Feebas on his team if you don't want to go mad searching for it in the basement of Mount Coronet like I did. But luckily for me, or unluckily for me as my sanity might have it, I don't need this. So, yeah, I switched around held items, just try to make things a little bit more efficient. I don't really have the best hold items in the game, not for a while I won't, so there we go. Took him out, and along the coast, there are some items, and, please tell me I have Rock Smash, please. Thank you. Sweet Ride, you are the best. We got some houses. So first off, look at this guy. I'm going for the Pokemon Championship with only Pikachu. I certainly hope for your sake they're at least holding light balls, so we can talk to all these Pikachu. 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 And somewhere among them, Pikachu. Yep, there is a trainer in here. She's not a trainer of interest or anybody that you need to fight, but just the thought of a little girl in a Pikachu suit walking around as though she is a member of this guy's team, and this old man just with his bad eyesight not ever noticing that she's even there. It's such a comedic thought to me. And the best thing is, she has a Pikachu on her team. So if he were to ever get suspicious, she could just, I don't know, swap places with her own Pikachu and not get caught. Plus, if you want to really get into the technicalities of it, her having 2 Pikachus on her team, technically that means this guy has 7 Pikachu on his team if he's trying to use his little girl as a team member. Faint. Yeah, well, that's what you're about to do, buddy. Good on you for missing with that. And down that goes. I think you have something really funny to say afterward. Pikachu. Hilarious. Pika. I'll need a lot more practice to become a real Pikachu, yes! I knew she said something good. I knew she said something good, because that is one of my favorite little details. And it wouldn't have just been my favorite little detail just for some stupid headcanon that I had. Even though that's totally what I like a lot of other things for. Hey, item. PP up, once again. Don't have enough of those. I like the little detail of those, like, whatever they're called, waving in the wind. Those, flappy shades. Flappy shades. Clearly what they're called. It sounds like the name of some kind of gangster or something. I had a dream! It was a wonderful dream! I dreamt that a trainer would bring me a giant Remoraid. I don't think we have the capability of catching Remoraid yet. I could be wrong. There have been a lot of bios that we have gone over up to this point, so I surely hope I'm not wrong on that, but I very well could be. That guy will give you some various things if you show him different Remoraids, even though the Pokedex says that all Remoraids are of the same size. I outsmarted a moving spinner! Yes! Thank goodness. Yeah, you can do that. You just look back and forth. Okay, so you're predictable. Berries! There is a Qualot berry. I will get a Qualot. I have a Qualot of them, because I'm a berry farmer. The Ogwov berries as well. It lends itself very well to this voice that I am doing, and the Mago berries. Also sounds rather sophisticated. And then what is the last one that we have here? The Wiki berries. Not quite as sophisticated, but fun nonetheless. I go down here, I could see earlier that there was an item. Yeah, it's kind of one of those routes where you have to go through it twice if you want to truly get everything. I remember the trainers on this route being really tough, and I'll probably go back and fight them off screen just so that I can get some experience on Dusknoir so we can get caught up in the levels. But for right now, I think this rich boy down here is the only other trainer that I want to note. He has, I think it's a Luxio on his team the first time you fight him, but if you ever rematch him with the Versus Seeker, he has a Luxray on his team. If you're doing EV training, he is an excellent place to train for EV stats, and he gives you a lot of money as well. I would highly recommend just fighting him either with some sort of EV enhancing item like the Macho Brace, and if not that, then maybe the Amulet Coin, because you will get very rich very fast fighting that guy while doing your EV training as well. And there's always time for pelvic thrusts. My Poke intuition was correct! There is an Ultra Ball here. I love you guys way too much to make you sit through me scrolling to the top of my inventory. Thank you for existing, Repels. I am thankful for you every day of my existence. Even on days when I'm not playing Pokemon. I don't have Cut. Oh! You only have 3 moves on you. I guess that means that I can teach you Cut. I tend to cycle out HM moves a lot, just whenever I can, so that I always have something waiting in the wings if I ever need to get another HM move that it doesn't normally have. So if I know for a fact that I'm not going to need an HM move for a while, like Defog, I always make sure to unlearn it at the Move Deleter. Move Unlearner. Wonderful English. Also, I do not want to teach this to Scythe. No, not in a million years. So it's just kind of something that I do, because I know for a fact that Defog was just not going to be helpful to us for the rest of the journey. I deleted it, just in case we ever needed another HM that Sweet Ride happened to not have whenever we were in the party, in case something came up unpredictably, and it's a good thing I did, because that was, and I was prepared. Carbos! Especially glad that I was prepared now. See? Always be prepared. It's great. I don't know how many times I said prepared right there, but I'm sure it's getting kind of old pretty fast, so I probably better stop. I don't have confidence that I can beat that moving spinner again, so I'm just gonna go down here and play it safe. I know some people out there would love to see me run past that moving spinner again just to watch me fail at running past him, but after all of my shameful failures at dodging them throughout our journey up to this point, I'd rather just take my 1 win and go home. I don't need 2 wins under my belt. I have done it, and that's all I set out to do. You, I believe, are the only required trainer on the route. My dream is a big one. I want to battle every kind of Pokemon from around the world. I have a lot of interesting voices this time around, I'll say that much. You are Sailor Luther. He's actually bald under that cap, hence the name. So, you got a Wingull. Not sure how I feel about that. Maybe you'll go down in 1 hit, maybe you won't. Just gonna do Psycho Cut for maximum damage. It looks so cool. Psycho Cut is such a weird sounding attack. It sounds like something that somebody does when not in the best state of mind, I have to say. I remember that always just being something that was pointed out back when I was first playing this game among my friends. We always said that Psycho Cut was kind of a disturbing sounding move. I think I've mentioned this earlier, but just seeing it again right now, it for some reason jogged my memory on it. Maybe we were fighting this trainer when we mentioned it? I'm not sure. Gastrodon, you can luckily go down. That expression on your face is the very expression I am sure you had in actuality when that Leaf Blade collided with it. And who is your last Pokemon? A Macho! Scythe, you are just my... not utility. Sweeper? God, I can't remember simple terms today. Can't talk for some reason! You are my sweeper today. You have no trouble taking out any of this guy's team because your type coverage is just that awesome and your attack stat is so huge. That is it. And that gives no level up. I lost, but I'm 1 step closer to realizing my dream. What was his dream again? Can you remind me? Whatever ends... oh. Never lose sight of your dream! Well, at least he didn't say to not lose sight of his dream, otherwise I'd really be in trouble. Can't get to there unless I use Surf, okay. Guess we're heading back once again. Or, alternatively, I can use Rock Smash and shave off 12 frames from what that would normally take. I'm not actually sure what the statistic is, but I would assume that Rock Smash is faster. You have an item for me? I shouldn't get too mad. 2 spaces without an encounter when a repel wears off is 100% better than I usually do. So no, this is a good day. Not even going to complain about that. Full restore right there. Piling on those helpful items just before some tough battles. And the item ball is actually a Voltorb. Couldn't you tell by me encountering something promptly when walking up to it? Dusknoir grew to level 40 off of that not Voltorb so that we can get a Quick Ball. Very thankful. I have ran through pretty much all of the good... I don't want to use a Repel! It was a tiny little area that I'm thinking, hey, I can get through that and probably only get like one encounter along the way. Why is it, in DS Pokemon games in particular, the encounter rate is so high? It's not even just 4th generation. Any DS main Pokemon game is right with encounters. It's nuts. Just why? Did I even get the item that I went there to get? Please tell me there's nothing. I'll be right back. I'll spare you guys. Drumroll please. A big mushroom is what all my headache was for. We can be on our merry way and never speak of this horrid place that brought out the worst in me ever again. Sunny Shore's gym leader Volkner has been bored lately, I hear. We need tough challengers to visit so he doesn't get bored. People get up to no good if they have too much time on their hands. Considering that your city cut off all tourism just because the power was out for a few days, I can... Wait, what? What did he say? If I had to describe Sunny Shore Gym in a word, it'd be shockingly electric. Whoops, that's 2 words. I thought it was a bad pun. I guess it kind of was, but it wasn't like... It wasn't a horrible pun, and therefore it was not a good pun in my books. Yo, fella trainer! Your Pokemon are secure inside the Pokeballs, but there's no masking that aura of serious toughness. Oops, sorry, I should introduce myself. The name's Flint. I'm one of the Pokemon League's Elite Four. I just had this idea, maybe you could pull it off. It's about this town's gym leader. He's really lost his enthusiasm lately because there have been so few good challengers worth his time. He's been so bored he spends all his time renovating the gym. And then the blackout happened. That sure didn't help lift his mood. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? I need you to give him a battle that's so hot, it'll reignite his passion for battling. I'm counting on you, hotshot. I'm willing to bet that Flint was sent here to deal with the gym leader himself, especially if he is a member of the Elite Four, and gym badges are kind of the foundation of their entire organization. But he probably just figured, I'm lazy. I'll just make some random passerby do it for me. Besides, if he fails, it's not like he was going to make it to the league anyway, so he'd be none the wiser. Anyway, welcome to Sunny Shore City. I see no reason not to head to the Pokemon Center and heal up, just so we're good on that front. And with that, we have reached a new city. We've gotten a lot of new things along the way. We did a few battles. I think we're going to end things off here. Next time on Pokemon Platinum, we're going to be exploring this whole new town that has eluded us for so much of our journey. See you guys then. Wait, hold on. There's still something I need to talk about. Back out on Route 222, there is this guy who gives TM56 Fling. I thought he was a trainer in the moment, so I walked right past him, and then I realized there was a TM on that route that I never got, so I went back for it. Fling is a weird move. We've seen it before. It's Dark type, and you throw your hold item at your opponent in order to do damage, consume